For the past few years, a man from Green Bay has been threatening to sue big companies who perform background checks on him during the hiring process if they don't pay him hefty settlements. Believe it or not, his plan is actually working. Although he's apparently been at it for years, Corey Groshek's strategy was recently revealed by Time Warner Cable. Lawyers filed a motion to dismiss a case filed against the company by Groshek. It claims that within a recent 18-month stretch, Groshek applied to 562 jobs with high-profile companies, without any intention to secure long-term employment. Instead, he merely tried to catch companies violating the law during the hiring process, so he could threaten a class action lawsuit against them and demand settlements. Documents submitted by the lawyers show that Groshek has used this scare tactic to extract at least $232,000 in settlements from various businesses across the United States. The man himself has allegedly admitted to threatening over 40 companies with class action lawsuits for technical violations of the federal law, specifically running a background check on him without properly informing him about it. The law states that companies wanting to check a person's consumer credit reports, a routine part of the hiring process, have to make a clear and conspicuous disclosure of their intention to do so. Groshek figured out that a lot of companies bury this disclosure in the fine print or deep in stuffy forms, so he decided to take advantage of it. Whenever he spotted a Fair Credit Reporting Act (FCRA) violation by a company he applied for a job at, he threatened to sue on behalf of not just himself, but all recently hired employees. Each individual could be entitled to up to $1,000, which adds up really fast in the case of big companies like Time Warner Cable. This gave him leverage to negotiate a more sizable personal settlement. Groshek has so far threatened to use 46 companies that performed background checks on him, 20 of which agreed to pay out relatively small settlements of between $5,000 and $35,000, just to get him off their backs. In their motion, Time Warner Cable lawyers argue that Groshek doesn't care about the company's other employees, as evidenced by requests for settlements payable only to him. Here, there is not just a risk that Groshek will try to sell out the class. He has already tried to do so, they write. In his deposition, Corey Groshek admitted that he discovered the potential to bring FCRA claims after talking to an attorney in 2014, after which he educated himself on the requirements of the FCRA. He also added that he would go on sites like Career Builder and Indeed and apply for hundreds of available jobs. Whenever a company would express interest in him and asked permission to perform a background check, he would pay attention to see if they violated the FCRA's disclosure requirements. And judging by the email he sent the company, asking for a settlement, Groshek has little doubt that he will win the case should it ever reach a jury. "I would prefer that we avoid what could be a multi-year trial," Groshek wrote. "But if TWC wishes to be combative and fight a losing battle, I am more than willing to do whatever is necessary to see that justice is served in this situation."